So in this video we're going to be looking at a Bosch BV6900 Betamax video recorder. It's from about 1979-ish. I think they were available for a couple of years till about 81 maybe, 1980. And my last video on the Toshiba V5470, if you watch that, this will be very much sort of the same thing because this is the Bosch clone of that Toshiba model. I wasn't going to buy another one of these, but I saw this on eBay. I've been watching it for a while, and the price kept coming down until it came down to £20 including P&P, and so I bought it. Unfortunately, it has got damage. That was on the listing, that had been broken off. That wasn't, and also when it arrived, we had some interesting plastic damage, which is actually from this part of the machine here, and also the back panel is, you can see that is completely cracked as well, but it's still in one piece, so that's repairable. This side bit might be a bit interesting, but we'll glue it. I mean, it's never going to be wonderful. Look at that. There is a tape stuck in it. I believe it is dead, so my money's on probably the same issue as the Toshiba, insofar as that mains filter cap, which is paper-based aluminium, I believe, has more than likely gone pop and taken out the mains fuse. So yeah, you can also see the mains plug is seriously predates this machine, and yeah, is not the best. So the next thing, I suppose, is check what's going on, see if it's open circuit at the plug, and then take the side off, or take it apart basically, have a look at it and see what it's like. So just made sure obviously the main switch is on at the back of the unit, put the meter across it, nothing at all. So yeah, that sort of confirms that we are dealing with a dead set. So let's take it apart and have a look at that cap. Now, can you spot the problem? That has well and truly gone bang, well and truly. And the fuse, yeah, you can see it's sort of clouded, and that's vaporized with a little bit of haste. So yeah, we have another blown capacitor. I have to say, if you ever get one of these machines, regardless, before you power it on, just change that capacitor, or just take it out. If you just want to see if it will work otherwise, just take that cap out, because okay, it's quite fun when they go pop, but honestly, the fumes that come off it, they really do smoke out, and it's just not worth it. Just take it out, put another one in. So there it is. As you can see, it well and truly blew. That's pretty impressive. It's actually blown the outer plastic over over the top of itself. And there's the new one in, and new fuse. So that's looking good. So the next thing, I suppose, is to power it up, which I'll do gently via the variac for what it's worth. So yeah, let's check the voltage as well. Oh yeah, you can really see that very clearly. Let's actually give that a clean. Will that get in there? There we go, 240 volts, lovely. I have to say, you can so see why it was such a good idea that legislation changed and things came with fitted plugs, fitted molded plugs. I mean, honestly, not good. 13 amp fuse, and it's just no attempt to get that in the cord grip at all. So I think we'll put another plug in it first. So new plug's on, fitted with 3 amp fuse. Super. And I don't know how good these plugs will be. They seem a little bit cheap and nasty, but let's just test it. So that's what you should be getting. You should be getting sort of 50-ish ohms. So yeah, that's all good to go. Okay, so let's give this a go. So let's start winding this up slowly. That's actually looking pretty good. Can't quite see it, but got a green LED. Motors are running, obviously the belts are bad. Okay, well that's encouraging. Things seem to be working. So let's change some belts. Okay, so just going through my belts, and I noticed that I have a load of V5480 belts and a load of one complete pack of 5470 belts. Because obviously this Bush BV6900, is a Toshiba V5470, and as you can see, that's from the 5470 packet. Then this one from the V5480 packet, and they are identical, exactly the same belts. So don't worry if you get a 5480 belt kit, it'll be identical to a 5470 and a BV6900. Okay, so let's get these belts out. So of course we're used to this now, so it's going to go really smoothly, everything will be fine. And unplug that. You can already see the capstan belt's gone the same way as that Toshiba. It's gone to the sort of mouldy mush. So yeah, covered, absolutely covered. So yeah, that's not good. Broken belt. So let's whip this off. And you see that belt's gone, so it's no longer there. Nothing to worry about there. Am I missing a belt? Don't think I am. Oh, is that actually, oh, that's interesting. Bit of plastic there that looks like a belt. Super, okay. So this slightly awkward screw to get to. And then we can just swing that round. So take the dust caps off the top. So I say dust caps, it's actually just one little washer. And I think there's one at the bottom as well. That'll fall out as I pull this out, but we'll retrieve that and put that on later. I'm not worried about that. Tape's still in it, so yeah. That's just going to dust. Very interesting how these go. If anybody knows why they go to this powder. There's usually belts just go to like just go, but these don't. So yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll give this a bit of a tidy up. I'm going to clean all of this. You can see the bit of the capstan belt there stuck to the motor, and yeah, we'll put some new belts on. I suppose what we could do as well is get this belt out, which is always fun. And I have to say, if you ever get stuck doing this belt, just take the reinforcement off. As long as you put it back on afterwards, it's fine. So there we go, all the belts are off. Obviously we've got the two on the top for the counter, but we don't care about those now. Let's just get it up and running, see what it's like. Okay, so all cleaned up, so we'll put the capstan back in. Not overly impressed with that. So what I'm going to do is just put the tiniest amount of silicone spray just on the bottom of the capstan. Well, it still sounds rough, but hopefully that'll be okay. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This machine has had a hard life. And I say hard life, it's actually a hard life in storage, it would seem. It's probably been 20 or 30 odd years in a garage somewhere in mid Wales. So yeah, so know the drill with these belts. So you work from here back, because each belt goes behind the next one on the way back to the capstan motor. So has it gone on? And that's now gone the other side. Now the reason that isn't revolving is it looks like the machine failed while it was playing a tape, because that is still lace that's trying to pull the tape through. So that's interesting. So next, this belt. And that goes down I might just put just a tiny bit of lubricant on this as well, although it seems alright. It actually feels better already. Let's take off the excess. I'm going to get some just on the top of that. Yes. Without getting any on the belt as well. So normally I wouldn't recommend you do that unless you're really confident with the spray that you've got. i.e. it's not going to spray everywhere. You can control it. Then yeah, just take it apart, grease it that way. I got this WD-40. I got it purely because it tickles me that so many people use WD-40 on these machines, and it is not a good thing to use. It's a water dispersant, WD-40 as is, and really is not the best thing as to use as a lubricant. But WD-40, the company that is, makes all sorts of really cool proper lubricants, and I've found this actually to be very, very good. Works really well. They do a PTFE one as well, based one. They do a switch cleaner, which is another one that always tickles me. Somebody's spraying just straight WD-40 into a switch. Okay, it will flush it out to an extent, but it's just not very good for the switch. You know, just a tiny bit of switch cleaner, it does a much better job. I mean, if you're just going to scrap it afterwards, then fine. You know, it's great. Just as a temporary sort of get it going sort of thing. But yeah, otherwise, if you want to use it afterwards or use it for a while, or you're restoring something, don't use WD-40. So, let's tighten that up. Then we've got this fun loading belt again, which is always good fun. Let's see how quickly or not I can do this. And that's not a good start, actually. You can see one of the cables is in the way. It's come out of its little cable management part. And I have to say, putting the machine on this particular side rather than the other way round is much better. You can just get to everything, and it generally seems a lot better. So that's, you probably can't see this. Wrong side of the motor. Okay, Okay, so loading belt's on. Unfortunately, the camera stopped as I was putting it on because I was really very chuffed that I got it on just first time. Pretty much first time. I got it initially the wrong side of the motor pulley, but I just lifted it up, put it in, and it went on. Simple as that. Really nice. So don't you believe everything that everyone says about these machines? And changing that belt, it really is not really that difficult. It's a fiddle, and like I say, you can take off that brace, and it's fine. It's no problem at all. Just remember to put it back on before you move the machine. So that's all on. Just giving that a quick brush. And might as well just put both the screws in. Unfortunately, what wasn't on the listing and wasn't in the box, so it didn't break off in transit. Two front feet have disappeared. So, well, hey, I could probably source some, or if I don't, I can nick some possibly off. I've got a 3V16 actually that is really just very unhappy. It's a machine that's been around the clock about half a dozen times, it would seem. Bought in good faith and turned out to be a complete waste of time. So I might nick the feet off that. I think they're the same. Might be slightly narrower, smaller circumference, but we'll see anyway. So here we are. So video else. I'm going to try and play this tape, which could be a really bad thing to do, because I've not cleaned anything. But I just think it'd be fun just to try it, just see what happens. So, yeah, let's give it a go. Okay, so I've plugged it in, and so far so good. I can hear the tuner with obviously nothing but white sound. So, well, I don't know. Let's try fast forward. Oh, there's talk there. It's obviously, oh yeah, that's when truly stuck. It's not encouraging, is it? Shall I eject it? Let's see what happens. Oh, that's not happy, is it? Oh gosh, yeah. Huge mark on the drum there. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, because it isn't fair on the poor thing, I would like it to work. I'm just going to give the tape path a quick clean. Just check. Let's check the pinch roller. So the bearings on the pinch roller are good. Don't always be in the mind that apparent pinch roller issues are down to the rubber. I mean, obviously it does make a difference, but the bearings, if a pinch roller doesn't have a good run on, like that, then it's not going to be good. It's going to cause you all sorts of problems. If it has got a good run on, but the rubber's worn, a good clean, you'll probably get away with it. It'll probably be fine. So yeah, just be mindful of that. This isn't too bad, to be honest. It feels a bit poor, but yeah, I'll give it a clean. So I'm going to clean, but on the previous video I said about a problem with the pinch roller arm on these machines, and this one, it's not as bad as the Toshiba was, but you can see what happens. That should be completely free. You should be able to just twang that. So again, you could take it off, and then very carefully lubricate it. Don't put too much on. Put it back. Put the spring back on. But I am going to very carefully it's very different doing this with a camera in one hand and the bottle in the other. So I've got a little bit of overspill there, but that's fine. It's not going to go anywhere. And then just work it. What was odd, what is odd with this, is the Toshiba was solid. I just put a tiny bit of spray in, and that was it, it's fine. This one, it's actually taking quite a bit more. That's what it should do. Still not perfect, it should almost snap back. But yeah, it's getting there now. That's it. Super, that's done. Okay, so I'm going to use a tape that came with it, partly because I'm sort of intrigued to see what's on it. Star Trek. Okay, and I've just manually wound this tape on a bit. It had sort of glued itself to the head. You can still see where it had. I have cleaned everything, but only briefly. To be honest, what I'll do is I'll take this off and I'll fully condition this. If the machine is actually okay, you know, it could have damaged heads or anything. But having said that, me being me, I'll probably fix it anyway. get more heads or whatever, find them from somewhere. But yeah, I just hope it should have dried out by now. So let's give it a go. Got to remember, you've got to do it by the top and not by the by the tape, and that isn't loading. Oh yes, it is. Oh. Well, that's not good, is it? It's almost like a belt's come off. Let's just power it off, power it on, see what happens. Nah. It's a bit lackluster. The heads don't sound the best either, do they? Those bearings. Okay, well, let's see what happens when I press play. Well, it does play, at least mechanically. I don't seem to be getting much on the telly. Unless I have another. Actually, thinking on, that might not be actually the right input. Oh, apparently it was. Oh, no. No, it wasn't. That's a bit fluttery, but you sort of expect that. Pause. Gosh, it's trying hard, isn't it? Yeah, forget trying to wind that on. I mean, it's not surprising, is it really? Let's try the rewind. It's out of fun. Yeah. So basically, I think if I give this a jolly good clean through, bit of a lubricate through a lot of the mechanical parts, moving parts, metal against metal type stuff, I think this will be a fine machine. It really is so filthy. Obviously I've got the problem with the switch, or switches being broken off, which is a real shame. This apparently happened just prior to it being sold to me, but all a bit not nice. And of course this is gone. The LCD as well, you can see there is liquid emerging at the bottom there, which is not ideal. So the LCD is on the way out. It's obviously being in a very hot environment. Yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it here. I'm really pleased that at least it does sort of, well, it works. It's fine. I mean, obviously, mechanically it needs to be sorted out and properly cleaned, but this should be a really nice machine again. So yeah, so I'll leave it there, and I'll probably do a brief follow-up once it's all working better anyway. I think a full restoration is going to take a lot of time, and probably isn't worthy a video. I mean, let me know if you want me to do an update right at the end of its journey to a fully working, tidy, highly serviceable machine. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be absolutely wonderful.